The sky above Planet 04 burned red. Storm winds screamed across the rocky desert. Thick dust clouds made the sunlight fade into blood-colored haze. Nothing looked calm. Nothing felt safe. Deep under the surface, inside a cracked and broken mining tunnel, Leo, a human engineer, opened his eyes slowly. His head ached. His chest was tight. "Where am I?" he whispered. He looked around. Everything was dark. Only the emergency light on his biosuit blinked weakly. Red. Low power. He tried to move. Pain shot through his leg. No, not broken, just bruised. He checked his oxygen meter, 15% left. "I have maybe 30 minutes, he muttered. Dust fell from above. The roof above him creaked. The crash had been worse than expected. The mining team had come to scan for crystals. It was supposed to be safe. But the ground had opened, a sandquake hit, and now he was alone. Leo turned on his helmet comm. "This is Leo, Team Echo 7. Anyone hear me?" No answer. "Captain? Marco? Evie?" Static. He sighed. "So that's it. Trapped. No signal, no backup, no air." He leaned against the wall. Then, a sound. Not rock, not wind. A voice, muffled, weak, not human. Leo froze. He adjusted. "His helmet comm," the voice came again. "Look, ha." Strange tones, like growls and clicks. But there was pain in the sound. "Who's there?" More static. Then a full word came through. "Help." Leo blinked. That word was not human. It came from a different tongue. "Alien," he whispered. He hesitated. Could be dangerous. Could be a trap. But then again, he was alone, and someone else was down here. Injured, maybe dying. Leo looked at his air meter again. 3%. He gritted his teeth. "Guess we both die anyway. Might as well meet the neighbor." He grabbed his small toolkit and flashlight, then crawled through the narrow tunnel. Every few feet he heard the voice again, soft, broken, getting weaker. He followed it. One step. Then another. The dust burned his throat. The air inside the suit tasted stale. 2% left. After 20 minutes of crawling, Leo found her. She lay against the wall, under broken steel beams and shattered rocks. Her armor was cracked. Purple blood leaked from her shoulder. Her chest rose. Slowly. She was tall, strong-looking, sharp face, long hair tied in warrior braids. A Razkai, the alien warrior species known for their honor. And their rage. Leo had seen photos of them during war briefings. He'd never seen one this close. She had no helmet, no mask. She was breathing the toxic air. Barely. Her eyes opened slowly, golden, bright, full of pain. She looked at him. No words. Just confusion. Leo knelt beside her. "I'm not here to hurt you." She blinked, coughed. He checked his mask again. % left. He pulled a scanner from his belt. Checked her oxygen levels. Critical. Another 5 minutes and she would die. He looked at her face. She was a warrior, maybe even his enemy. But right now, she was just a person, lying broken in the dark. He reached for the latch on his own biomask. The voice in his head screamed, "Don't! You'll die! She might kill you later. She might hate you." But another voice, quiet and strong, said, "She asked for help." He looked into her golden eyes. And then, he took off his mask and placed it gently over her face. She gasped. Her chest rose sharply. Her body shook. She breathed. Leo backed away, coughing already. The toxic air scratched his throat like glass. His vision blurred. He leaned on the wall. The Razkai stared at him, eyes wide. "Why?" she whispered, voice robotic through the translator in the mask. "Because you were alive," Leo said, softly, and then everything went black. The world returned in slow pieces. Darkness, then breath, then pain, Leo opened his eyes, blinking through tears. His throat burned like fire. Every breath felt like knives in his lungs. He was alive. But only, barely. The red dust still hung thick in the air. The tunnel was quiet. His biomask was gone. And then he remembered. The alien! He turned his head. She was sitting against the wall wearing his mask. Alive. Her golden eyes watched him. Sharp, alert, and confused. Leo tried to sit up, but the pain in his chest stopped him. Okay. Maybe not yet. She said something in her native tongue, clicks and growls. Leo didn't understand. Then slowly she touched a button on her armor, a soft hum. Her voice came through a translator in his ear. You are human? Leo gave a small, painful nod. Yeah, Leo, engineer. Why give mask? You were dying. She looked at him, puzzled. I am Razkai, warrior, enemy to humans. Leo coughed hard. I didn't see an enemy. I saw someone who needed air. The silence between them stretched. She looked down at the mask, then back at him. My name is Vela. Battle Group Sarath 9. Crashed during same quake. She stood slowly. Her leg was twisted. She limped, but she was strong. Stronger than him, now. You are injured, she said. No kidding. You will die without air. Thanks for the update, Leo groaned. Vela moved closer. He didn't flinch. She crouched, studied him. Strange. What is? You gave life to someone you never met, not your kind. Leo looked up at her. Does kindness need a reason? She blinked, did not answer. Vela looked at the mask. Still has 2 minutes. Keep it, Leo said. You need it now. I had it long enough. He smiled weakly. My lungs are already half done anyway. You joke. A little. She stared at him. Your blood is leaking. Yeah. From my nose. That's new. You are foolish, she said. Maybe, but you're breathing. Vela looked down the tunnel. I saw a lift shaft. Not far. Might go up. How far? 2 levels. Climb with ropes. I don't think I can even crawl. She stared at him again. Then said something in Razkai, quiet and strange. What does that mean? Leo asked. A warrior does not leave the one who gave them breath. That a rule? A promise. She lifted him, gently but firmly. Leo groaned in pain. Wow, stronger than you look. I carried beasts heavier than you, she said. He smirked. You saying I'm skinny? I'm saying you are light enough to save. They moved through the tunnel, step by step. Her leg dragged, his head swam, but they kept going. 1. Razkai warrior. 1 broken human tied together by 1 breath. After what felt like forever, they reached the old lift shaft. The ropes were there, damaged but usable. Vela sat Leo down. We climb now. You go first. Why? Because if you fall, I won't be able to catch you. And if you fall, then you still live, that's the deal. She stared at him again. You are strange, Leo. That's what people keep saying. She handed him back the mask. 1 breath, then give back. He shook his head. You first. You gave once. Now take. He hesitated, then accepted. Took 1 deep breath of clean air, then passed it back. They began to climb, not as enemies, not as strangers, but as 2 beings who had chosen to save each other. Every second mattered now. The old lift shaft was nothing more than a hollow cylinder filled with rusted rails, broken cables, and jagged steel walls. Darkness stretched above. The red sky was still far away. Vela went first, climbing with 1 arm while keeping the other wrapped around the biomask. Leo followed behind her, slower, weaker, coughing every few steps. The toxic air was getting worse, and they had only one mask between them. "Breathe," she called softly. She stopped climbing and lowered the mask down to Leo. He pulled it over his face quickly and took 2 deep gulps of air. Sweet, sharp, life-saving. Then he passed it back. "Your turn." Vela inhaled once, steady. Then they climbed again. It was like this for minutes. Breathe, climb, share, breathe, climb, share. The mask was no longer just a tool. It was a lifeline between 2 souls. Halfway up, Leo slipped. His foot caught on a jagged edge. His body fell. Only the old rope harness Vela had made from ship wires kept him from crashing down the shaft. "Leo!" she shouted. He dangled, coughing hard. His fingers shook. "Can't see. Dizzy." She pulled the mask down again, held it to his face. He breathed, slowly, carefully, then whispered, "Thanks." Again. She nodded, face unreadable. But inside something burned. Not anger, not fear, something deeper. "Why do you keep risking your breath for me?" she asked. Leo leaned against the shaft wall. "Because I still believe we're not meant to die alone." Vela looked away for a second. Her people, the Razkai, were trained for war, taught to fear kindness, taught to see emotion as weakness. But here she was, climbing beside a man who shared his air without asking for anything. Not power, not trust, just hope. They kept moving, higher and higher. But the oxygen meter on the mask blinked yellow now. Low supply. They had minutes left. Leo noticed it first. Mask's almost empty. Yes. How much time? 2 minutes, maybe less. He nodded. "Give it to yourself." "No. I can't make it without it." "Then I carry you again." "You'll die." "So will you." They stopped climbing, just looked at each other through the shadows. "You still don't know me," he said. "I know what you've done." "That's not enough." "It is for me." "Then take it." He pushed the mask toward her. She refused. He pushed again. "Vela, please, let me do this one last time." She stared at him, then slowly took the mask, slipped it over her mouth, breathed once, then reached for him. "Now hold tight." With her strength fading, Vela pulled Leo upward, step by painful step. The shaft opened wider. The top was near, and then, a crack of light. They reached the surface, red sky above, wind screaming. But the air was less toxic here, not safe for long, but enough. Vela pulled Leo onto the rocks. He lay still, barely breathing, face pale, eyes closed. She placed the mask back on him. No response. "Leo." She shook him gently. "Leo. Speak." Nothing. Her chest tightened, not from pain, from something new, something she didn't understand. She pressed her hand to his chest, heartbeat, weak, but there. She whispered something in Razkai. "Stay alive, strange one. You are not done yet." In the distance, a broken tower blinked with light. Maybe a beacon, maybe help. She looked at Leo, then toward the tower, then back and nodded. "One more breath. For both of us." The sky was bleeding red again. Thin clouds of dust floated above the cracked rocks. Broken metal from old ships lay scattered across the hills. Everything looked dead, except for 2 figures resting under a broken satellite dish. Vela, the alien warrior, sat with her legs stretched, her armor scratched and burned. Her golden eyes watched the man beside her. Leo, the human engineer who gave her his last breath, was still unconscious. She had covered him with her cape. She had used the last of her emergency gel to heal his bleeding lips. She had protected his body with her own while they escaped the tunnel. He didn't know all of that, but he would. If he woke up. "Wake up, human," she said softly. "I didn't carry you across hell just to watch you sleep." His hand twitched, then his chest rose. Then, ugh. What happened? He opened his eyes. She sighed with relief, but didn't show it. You stopped breathing. I kept going. Well, glad you didn't toss me into a crater. Thought about it, she said. He smiled weakly, then coughed hard. Still tastes like poison out here? She gave him one sip of filtered water. We have no more oxygen, she said, but the wind is thinner here, not clean, but not fatal. So, I owe you now? Twice, she said calmly. I saved you, then saved your body again. Guess we're even. No, you gave me your mask, your life. That is not even, that is rare. They sat in silence for a while. Wind howled over the rocks. Finally, Leo asked, You never told me your name. I did. You were dying. Say it again. Vela, daughter of Clan Sharn, blood-born soldier of the Razkai Dominion. Leo whistled. Sounds heavy. It is. I'm just Leo. No clan, no throne. Just a guy who fixes things, Vela. Tilted her head. You fixed me. Not with tools. Still counts. He looked at her. You were a warrior, but you didn't kill me. Because you didn't act like prey. Is that what humans are to you? Most. Not you. She paused. You gave breath to someone you were taught to fear. That is stronger than weapons. Leo looked up at the blood-colored clouds. Maybe we're not all meant to fight. My people were built to fight. You saved me too. You made it easy. He laughed a little, then asked, So, what happens now? Now we survive. Together? Until one of us falls again. Let's try not to make it me next time. Agreed. She stood and looked at the blinking light on the horizon. That beacon is close. We go at dusk. You think it's rescue? It's something. What if it's human? They'll shoot you. Then I hope you speak for me. I will. She turned to him, eyes hard, but softer than before. Leo. Yeah? Thank you for the breath. Anytime. The sun dipped lower. The cold returned, but this time, they didn't feel so alone. Not a slave. Not a soldier. Just two people who had chosen not to let the other die. The beacon flashed like a heartbeat in the distance, faint, slow, fading. Vela watched it from the top of a cracked ridge, her sharp alien eyes scanning the path ahead. She knew this kind of signal. It meant a broken structure, maybe an old outpost, maybe rescue, maybe just a dead machine still blinking after all these years. Behind her, Leo tried to stand. He stumbled, his legs shook. Sorry, he said, breathing hard. Still not used to breathing dust. You're lucky to breathe at all, Vela replied. Yeah, thanks to you again. They had shared everything already. Air, pain, silence. Now they shared one goal, get to that beacon. It was the only chance to live, but it would not be easy. Between them and the signal lay a steep hill of jagged rocks with razor vines twisting through every crack. The air up there was thinner, sharp like needles in the lungs. Even for Vela it would hurt. For Leo, it might kill him. You stay, she said. Not a chance. You'll die. You won't get far carrying me again. I can try. We climb together. She stared at him, then nodded once. Then we move now, before the sun burns our blood. The climb began. The rocks were loose. The wind cut hard. Every time Leo slipped, Vela pulled him forward with one arm. Her own injured leg dragged behind, but she didn't stop. Not once. Halfway up, Leo collapsed beside a sharp stone. His chest heaved. I can't. You can. I'm slowing you down. You are alive. That is enough. He looked up at her. Why do you keep saving me? She paused. Because I want to. He blinked. Even if it kills you? If I reach the beacon without you, I lose something greater. What? The only soul on this world who gave me air, before a name. That silence again. But this time it felt full, not empty. She pulled him to his feet. One more hill. You say that every time. And we're still alive. At the top of the ridge, the beacon pulsed stronger. A half-buried structure sat against the mountain wall, metal doors cracked open. Old tech, rusted human markings. It's human, Vela said. That's good, right? For you, for me, uncertain. Let me go in first. You can't walk. Then, help me up, I'll crawl if I have to. She helped him to the edge of the entrance. Inside was a comms panel, faded buttons. One still blinked green. Leo touched it. This is Leo. Any unit, respond. Survivor on 04. Coordinates. He coughed blood. One human, one friendly alien. Request, rescue. Silence, then. Signal received. Pod en route. ETA, 15 minutes. Vela's eyes widened. They heard you. Now we just have to wait. He collapsed beside her. She sat down too. Both quiet, both shaking. When they arrive, she said, they may shoot me. I won't. Let them. You are weak. But not alone. He reached out, took her hand. She didn't pull away. The wind howled above them. The sky turned gold with evening light. Two survivors, broken but breathing, sat side by side at the edge of death. Bound, not by war, but by a single breath shared on the darkest day. The sky rumbled, not thunder. Engines. From the burning clouds above, a silver rescue pod pierced the red haze like a falling star. Its landing thrusters roared, shaking the cracked mountain ground. Dust flew everywhere. Leo raised a hand to shield his eyes. Beside him, Vela tensed, her fingers brushing the hilt of her blade. She didn't draw it, but she was ready, not for a fight, for judgment. The pod's ramp dropped with a hiss. 3 human soldiers stepped out, weapons raised, armor flashing the Earth Federation symbol. Their helmets locked onto Vela instantly. Target identified, Razkai species, threat level, high. Leo forced himself up, legs trembling. Wait, stand down, the lead soldier shouted back. Move aside, civilian, that thing is armed. She saved me. She's Razkai, and I'd be dead without her. The soldier didn't lower his gun. Vela slowly stood. Her body shook from exhaustion, but she didn't back away. She raised her hands, showing her palms. No weapon, no threat, just presence. I do not seek war, she said. Her translator echoed the words. Cold, metallic, but true. I gave breath, I gave pain, I gave help. Still, the guns didn't lower. One soldier moved to flank her. Vela didn't move, but Leo did. He stepped. In front of her, arms wide, body shaking. She's not your enemy, he said. She's my friend. The soldiers froze. She is the reason I'm standing here. She carried me when I couldn't walk. She shared her last breath when I couldn't breathe. And if you shoot her, Leo's voice cracked, then you're not rescuing anyone. Silence. Only the wind. Only the blinking of the pod lights. Finally, the lead soldier lowered his rifle. Stand down. We take both. The others hesitated, then obeyed. Leo turned to Vela. You're safe. You spoke for me. You earned it. They entered the pod together. For the first time, a human and a Razkai side by side, not on a battlefield, but on a rescue mission. Inside, the pod medics worked fast. Oxygen tubes, pain suppressors, healing patches. Leo lay in a medical bed, eyes half closed. Vela sat across from him, arms folded. They still watch me, she said. Let them. They fear me. They don't know you yet. She looked at him. But you do? I do. I saw your pain, your strength, your choice. You gave me life. So now I give you my voice. She turned her face toward the window, watching the red planet disappear beneath them. Her home was far. Her people were distant. But this human? He was close. And he had changed everything. Leo smiled faintly. Maybe next time we meet somewhere less deadly. Maybe next time, she said, I bring you air. They both laughed, a small sound, but in that laugh was peace. The story spread faster than light. On Earth, a breaking news headline flashed across every screen. Human survivor saved by Razkai warrior. Peace or propaganda? In the Razkai Dominion, elders watched the broadcast with narrowed eyes. Our kind helped a human? Not helped, chose him, protected him. And somewhere between stars on a neutral space station, two souls stood at the edge of history. One human, one alien. Leo wore a simple uniform now, chest patched with a silver Earth insignia. Vela stood beside him, dressed in ceremonial armor, stripped of weapons. Her hair was still braided like a warrior, but her face no longer held the same hard lines. They had been called to speak, and the whole galaxy was listening. A hall of ambassadors, soldiers, and leaders filled the chamber. Many were armed with doubts, others with curiosity. The human commander leaned in toward Leo before they walked in. You sure about this? The Razkai aren't known for second chances. They gave me one, Leo replied. She did, the commander corrected. But they're not all her. Leo looked at Vela, then back at the crowd. Doesn't matter. We only need one voice to start something new. They stepped forward together. The hall went silent. Cameras blinked. Words waited. Leo spoke first. I was alone on 04. No oxygen, no signal, no hope. I found her, Vela, Razkai warrior, injured, dying. She was my enemy. But I gave her my mask. Murmurs filled the room. Why? Someone asked. Leo smiled softly. Because she was alive. Not because of politics or peace or strategy. Just because someone needed help. Vela stepped forward next. I was raised to fight. Trained to see humans as weak. But this one gave breath before asking my name. So, I gave strength before asking for thanks. She paused. On a dead world, we were not soldier and slave, just two lives. We survived together. Now we speak together. A long silence followed. Then a Razkai elder stood. Would you do it again, Vela? She didn't blink. Yes. Even if it meant death? Especially then. Across the room, a human diplomat spoke. And you, Leo? If another Razkai asked for help tomorrow, what would you do? He looked at Vela, then at the council. I'd give them my last breath. That was the moment, not a treaty, not a speech, just truth. Simple, brave, unshaken. Afterward, in the quiet garden outside, the station, Vela sat beneath a glass tree sculpture. Leo joined her. He handed her a small oxygen canister. Extra air, just in case. You keep it. We'll share it. As always, they smiled. In time, their story became more than memory. A monument stood on 04, twisted metal, shaped like a shared mask with two names carved below. One breath, one choice, one future. And somewhere, on new worlds, young human cadets trained beside Razkai warriors. Not with fear, but with respect, because of one man who gave his air and one warrior who gave it back.